Hey everyone, John from JC Radio here, and I'm super excited to say welcome to Season 4 of JC Radio. So, really quick, the first few episodes of Season 4 are a bit strange because they take place months prior to October. We started recording Season 4 back in March during the pandemic, and personal life and the pandemic life kind of got in the way of things, and we couldn't really record anything new, let alone actually release anything around the time period. But we're really excited to say, here's Season 4. JC Radio is now starting able to move forward. Everything's starting to get back together for us, and we're really excited for you to hear basically what we've been up to since the pandemic. So if you've ever been curious as to what's going on in our lives, here you go. Now remember, these are a few months old, so maybe not everything that was applicable then is applicable now. So if you keep listening to Season 4, those questions of whether or not something will be applicable or not will be answered. But enough of my chit-chat, at least for now, till the episode starts, of course. Here's episode 1 of Season 4, and we hope you enjoy.
What up, guys? Welcome to JC Radio Podcast, JC Radio. We're day... 27 in the stupid quarantine? Something like that?
Dude, I have no idea. I haven't been keeping track.
I haven't been. People on Facebook have been going day 27, or has it been 37?
No idea. I think it's different for different places, too. Some places went into, the whole self-quarantine or stay-at-home stuff way earlier than other places.
Yeah, that is true. I think Callaway County went underneath, more strict rules than before Boone County did, so I think you guys were ahead of us.
Yeah. I think the first area to really start the whole thing, was actually the Bay Area out in California. It didn't take much for them to be everybody stay home, don't leave your house.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah.
Man, with my promotion and everything, I worked at home for 4.5 days.
Solid.
Well, it was all right. By the third day, I was tired of it. But
understandable. I mean, your job is also one that's kind of, if you're working at home the whole time with it, it can easily get boring. It's not one of those jobs that is meant to be done completely at home.
Yeah. I mean, basically what I was doing at home, I'm kind of still doing, but at work. But at work, I can still get up and look around and see what needs to be done and talk to my team and talk to other people. Whereas at home, I'm just sitting at home hope everything's getting done. So,
oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I got a great team, so I'm never actually worried about them. But at the same time, I'm wonder what it looks like. So.
At least you're not waking up at 3:20 in the morning.
You know what? I feel very blessed that I'm not. Well, I mean, sometimes I do, kids and stuff. I'm glad I'm not waking up to go to work.
Yeah, I unfortunately am doing exactly that.
That sucks.
Decided to actually contribute to society during this whole thing and get another job. So now I'm at Walmart.
You could be doing what our photographer, your brother, is doing and just collecting that
unemployment.
Collecting that unemployment.
Yeah, I've already talked to him about all that before. I'm pretty sure I pissed him off.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I made him mad too. Well, I don't think someone like Justin. I'm not trying to call him out or anything, but he is a JC Radio member, so I'm gonna talk about him anyways. But I think someone as skilled and as hardworking as Justin, doesn't really have a reason or excuse to not be working right now. But to each is their own, I guess. I mean,
I don't know. I pissed him off because I told him all he did at his last, after he got laid off from Gateway, their sister company was like, hey, we've got a spot open. And he was like, oh, sweet. So he took that, and he was only there for 2 days, and both days he just bitched and moaned about it. And I was like, dude, suck it up.
I don't know about you, but I've had jobs where 2 days into it, I'm just yeah, this really isn't for me.
Which I get, but at the same time, like, some of the stuff he was moaning and groaning about, I was like, you don't have any right to moan and groan about this stuff to me when I literally pushed a broom in a rock quarry shop for 8 hours.
That sounds horrible.
It was probably the most mentally draining job I've ever had. Like, physically wasn't hard, but after like an hour, you're like, oh, it's probably been like 3-4 hours at this point, and you're like, ah, shit.
Oh, speaking of Undiscovered Universe, guess what I saw the other day? It was for a second. I saw it for a second, but it made me feel good.
I have no idea.
I saw the Parrot.
Like the Parrot?
The Parrot.
Oh no, it's back.
Well, no, I was concerned because after the incident, I hadn't seen the Parrot since then, and I was like, is it dead? Did the person get like upset at it and kill it? Did they set it free? Did it actually like fly away? I was just like, okay, now I know to go further than the closest tree. Like, honestly,
Right.
I had no idea. Because I even saw this person like go out to like grocery shop or whatever, or go to school or do stuff that this person would normally do, but with the Parrot. And I seriously was just like, maybe they felt betrayed and like killed it or something. I don't know. But no, the other day they got out of their car and they had the Parrot with them, and I was like, oh, good. Oh, So I was like, "Who?" Because I know, I don't remember when, but I know in the past I mentioned I haven't seen it since then. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's alive.
That's good.
Still stolen, but it's alive. So,
All right.
what about you? Seen anything interesting lately?
I probably not anything that interesting. I know just today we had talked about potentially discussing Onward, so I saw that today.
Oh, cool. You want to make that a
Yeah.
discussion or?
We'll kind of discuss, see how long it goes. If it ends up being a lengthy one, we'll turn this into a discussion, or we can just call this a regular episode.
All right, we'll do that last thing because we might go for a while.
Okay.
If that's cool with you.
Yeah, dude, that's fine.
That's cool. But anyways, I had a story for you, like an actual good story from this whole quarantine thing, but I can't remember what it is now.
I can't say I've got any stories right now.
No.
I've been going to bed at like 7:30.
I had something. It was good too. It was something good. I'll remember it later. So,
All right.
but no, it's crazy because yeah, everything's still shut down. Now,
Unfortunately.
right now, from what I hear through the grapevine, is that the music industry, some people are guessing by September will be fine and start having shows again. I know some people are already planning tours for September or starting in September. So,
I mean, I hope things are back to normal long before September. I don't want to be at Walmart that long.
nobody wants to be at Walmart that long, man.
You're not wrong, but
What's the shortest job you ever had? Either because you quit or you got fired or you just didn't show up.
Really probably any of my summer jobs because, well, they were summer jobs.
Okay, let's not.
Like, well, no, take that back. The shortest one I ever had was, like, when I was like 14, maybe 13, whenever we went up to clean out the chicken coops for our family friend. I think you know him, Wiz.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah. He used to own a hatchery, and there was like a couple days where he was like, hey, I'll pay you guys to come out and clean the chicken coops for me. And we were like, okay.
Yeah, but that's like a side job. I'm talking like filled out an application, background test, like job.
Then, yeah, the shortest would be my summer jobs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't ever, like, quit or gotten fired from a job other than like, hey, this is just a summer thing, so don't expect me to be here long.
Oh, well, aren't you just lucky?
I mean, I guess no, phasals would be shorter, but again, that was only a seasonal thing anyways. Like, it wasn't like I could stay any longer than I did with the fireworks thing. I did it like 6 years straight, I think, before I stopped doing that.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I'll tell. So I'll tell the story.
It's also deceiving considering it lasted like 3 weeks every summer.
Right. So I'll get into this. So Faisal was a high school teacher. I never had his class. I don't know if you did. You probably did.
I did indeed. I had him right after lunch, so took a lot of naps in there.
Faisal was an interesting teacher. That's all we'll say about him. Good teacher, but interesting. But he used to own a fireworks stand, and of course he would offer jobs.
He managed it.
He managed. Yeah, he didn't own it. Yeah, he would offer jobs to the high schoolers, of course, and be like, fireworks, summer job. It's,
yeah.
And I worked there for about 6 years. So technically that's my longest job I've ever been a part of.
In a roundabout way, it's one of those ones that it's weird to say like how long you were at it, because it's like, well, I did it like 6 different years, but at the same time, it's like if you add that up, it's like, I don't know, I was there for
a month,
4 months.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though.
I don't know.
I don't say that in my resume. In my resume, I put down that I was a salesman for the fireworks stand for 6 years. Yeah. That's what it says. I mean, it's not a lie.
Oh no. I do the same thing. Like whenever it asks you, well, how long? When did you start? When did you end? It looks like I was there forever, but in like the description of like when it asked why you left, I was like, well, it was a summer job that I had every summer. Like it was a seasonal job that I did for like this many years.
I'll tell you what's really awkward is when I'm filling out an application or a resume, and you're just, it's like, hey, why did you, and they ask you like, hey, why did you leave? And I've only been fired twice. But like the second time, like I was like fired from my position, but then they moved me to another one, which was kind of weird. But like,
what was that job?
That was when I was working in Delaware for the garbage people. But
yeah.
And he was a bad manager. But anyways, so it's awkward because like
first one. Yeah, was the first one the gas station?
Yeah, the first one was the gas station because the people. So I worked for a gas station for like, I think it was like 6 or 8 months, but that was because I was just out of high school. I was working the fireworks stand too, and it wasn't even that long. It was like 4 months, and I got fired 2 days before Warped Tour. No, the day after Warped Tour.
That's right, because I think...
Yeah, because...
I think was the one year you're like, oh, I can't go.
No. That was our first year.
Did you go?
Yeah, that was our first year.
Okay.
I got fired in 2012 because it was the 4th of July, which is really big for the fireworks stand. And then the 5th of July, we were cleaning up, and I was like, I can't be there right away, but I'll be there in the late afternoon. No. The 5th of July, we went to Warped Tour. And then the 6th of July was when I was helping you guys. Cleaning up.
Yeah.
Because with the fireworks stand, you clean up like 2 or 3 days later, depending on how much you sell. So
it also depends on the stand. You're allowed to stay open like a week after the 4th.
Yeah.
But we usually didn't do much in sales, so we were only open like a couple days. And always without fail, that last day, some dude would come in and just be like, I'm going to buy this whole section here of fireworks. And we're like, oh, one of each. He's like, no, I want the whole thing.
Remember that guy that went, I don't remember if you were there, but he goes, I have $1,000. It was like the day after. And he goes, I have $1,000 and like throws it on the desk. He goes, what can I get? And we gave him like half the flipping stand. So,
I heard about it. I wasn't there for that one, but I did hear about it.
Yeah, he had a F-150, and we filled the whole tailgate up with fireworks. So
damn, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I was like, see, and then like Faisal was like, y'all did a good job. Here's some more free fireworks, and gave us some stuff. And I was like, sweet. But no, so it was the 4th, the 5th we went to Warped Tour, the 6th we came back, and right at lunchtime, or right before I clock off for lunch, I got fired for 3 reasons. One, that was back when those scammers were coming in and kept trying to switch money on you. And I knew that was happening, but I didn't have the skill level to finish
Detect it.
I detected it. I didn't know how to end it. So I grabbed the assistant manager and somebody that's been there for longer than the manager themselves and brought them forward. And I told them what was happening, and they somehow still fell into it. So I was $100 short in my drawer, but because I didn't manage the money, I thought I was fine. But because it was on my paperwork, I got fired.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's bogus. And they're like, well, whatever. But I found out everyone there at that gas station, like 3 or 4 months later, I think it was like 3 months later, got fired because they all failed their drug tests, and they were all not managing the way they needed to manage. There was like a conspiracy of them taking money, and I think someone like the manager was like caught doing like drugs like while on the clock. So So I didn't feel so bad that like I wasn't properly. I thought I was just stupid, but no, it turns out I really wasn't properly trained, and they were just like, do whatever you want. So
the money thing is a weird one because while you're not necessarily managing it, you are still kind of in charge in what goes into your drawer and what comes out of your drawer.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially, I mean, as your first, I guess in a sense, like big real job, like you're not going to understand that either.
Yeah. And I only got that job just so I can pay for my wisdom teeth. And I did that my first paycheck. So.
Oh, I did not realize that's why you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the week after Warped Tour, the Monday after Warped Tour, I got my wisdom teeth out, and that whole week I was stuck in the house playing Mario Kart, eating tapioca pudding, and bored out of my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say I did all of the same things, but understand.
Yeah, that was the first time I got fired.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky. I haven't ever been fired from a job.
It's awkward when people are like, why did you leave your last job? You're like, I got fired.
Usually but then they'll be like, well, why'd you get fired? And then you kind of go into an explanation of, well, this happened or that happened. Or sometimes it's just, well, I suck. So then you lie your butt off.
They're like, why'd you get fired? And I just go, poor management.
I mean, not incorrect.
Yeah. So people are like, oh, but you gotta be careful with that because I had somebody be like, so are you going to just leave if we're bad management? And I froze for a second, but then I was like, do you guys have bad managers? And he's like, well, no. And I was like, well, then we should be fine. So,
yeah. I mean, you should be good. It's also awkward when, you look at it and they're like, why did you leave? And it's like, well, the owner sold the business because he got busted for drugs.
Right.
Because I don't ever put that down, but that is technically the reason I don't work. Like, I left Eris/Archie's was Archie had to sell it because he was in jail.
I would have said that. I would have been like, oh, why'd you leave? The owner went to jail for drugs. So
I think I usually just put down that he sold the business, which I also have to put
that
down on my Mertens one because they actually did sell.
Right. I remember one time I quit a job. I won't say which job. It's a job that I have mentioned. But I quit a job and I put in my 2 weeks, and the owner looks at me and goes, oh, man, well, that's sad to hear. We were hoping to keep you till at least March. And I was like, sorry for cutting your plans 2 weeks short, I guess. It was like February. He's like, yeah, we're kind of hoping to keep you till the end of March, and then we would let you go. And I'm like, the flip am I supposed to say to that? Like, why would you say that? Like,
yeah,
we were going to let you go later, so we wanted to use you some more, but I guess if you want to go now, that's cool too. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I also understand that because the summer that I worked at Arby's, I had put my 2 weeks in, and like after I put my 2 weeks in, like the last 2 weeks I was scheduled for like 25 or 30 hours, and I was like, where the heck was this all summer? I was like, I put in my 2 weeks, and you're like, oh, we're going to get everything out of him that we can. And I was like, what the heck, man? Also, I got asked to do, like, I had already technically quit at this time, but before, like, the last thing.
You were breaking up. You technically did what?
I had technically, like, not worked there anymore when they asked me to do one last thing. They were like, hey, can you come in on Friday and do truck real quick? Because I had been doing truck at that point. The guy that had done it had gotten into like a really bad car accident and wasn't allowed to like lift over, I think like 15 pounds or something like that for a couple months.
Yeah.
So I took over truck, and I'm pretty sure I had quit. Like my last day was on like Wednesday, but I was like, yeah, I can come in Friday and do truck.
Oh,
like,
why?
Because it was early in the morning, and I was like, I can go in, knock it out, and then
get like an extra
we're going to go straight to St. Joe, because that's when Mom and Dad had bought that house up there that Justin was living in.
That was a nice house.
I was like, it wasn't bad. But I went in and did truck, and then like in the middle of it, one of the managers up there at the time was like, hey, Cody, can you do this? Can you do this? I was like, dude, I literally showed up for truck. Like, I got to go. I was like, I don't even technically work here anymore. Bye.
That's how they keep their people. You can't quit if you're still working.
All right.
That's funny. Man, oh man. Freaking jobs are interesting.
You're telling me.
Yeah,
There's a guy at work today that I don't know if he just misunderstands the way things work right now or what, but like he was talking to somebody else at work and said something along the lines of, you have to wear, like, because you know everybody's wearing those masks and stuff, and work has them if we want to put them on.
Yeah,
but we don't, like, technically we don't have to. And he told one of the guys, he's like, no, you have to, it's the law. And I was sitting there and I was like, but it's not. I was like, it's highly recommended by the CDC, but I'm like, you don't technically have to do anything they tell you. It's not like you'll get arrested if you don't.
Right.
I was like, you should probably listen because they're very smart people, but it's not illegal to not do it.
Here's what I want to do. I want to throw a online party for all of our listeners.
Okay.
I want them all to tune in. We'll have the interface hooked up. They can listen to our music. Heck, we'll DJ for them. We'll have the lights. You know, I'll play guitar for some live music. And we'll just take some live requests. If they want to throw an at-home party but need a DJ or need a podcast to talk about it, I think we should just oblige them.
I mean, I'm down. I don't know how to exactly do it, but I'm down.
Oh, it's really easy. I could go through it right now. Here's what we do. We announce right now. And we're not really announcing it, though. But
yeah.
Right now, without Cody or I even talking about the details, okay? Let me look at my calendar real quick. We're going to say April 24th. That's a Friday. And we're going to say at 9 p.m., right? We're going to get on live. We're going to hook up our DJ equipment to the interface into the computer, and then we're going to just play some music for you guys. We're going to have the lights, a lot of great lights, maybe some smoke, you know, just play some music. Yep. Y'all could dance. We could dance. We'll go live on Facebook, on Instagram, and maybe YouTube if we could. Yeah, we could manage YouTube. JC Radio with JC Music and Entertainment live house party. We take requests. There will be pizza. You got to provide your own pizza, your own pizza and drinks, and we'll do it. We'll have a party. Everybody's invited. Michael Keaton is invited. Um, uh, Kevin Bacon, he might not show up because he's 6 degrees from everybody. But this, if you ask me, this is a 6-degree gig. I mean, he should be there. Brad Pitt is also invited, and of course Alex Breffield from New York is invited as well.
What about Mr. Joe Exotic?
He. I mean, if he wants, who's Joe Exotic? Who is that?
That's the dude from Tiger King.
What is Tiger King?
Haven't watched it, so if I butcher the entire thing, don't hate on me, people. But from what I understand, it's essentially a TV show telling the story of this dude Joe Exotic and how he became known as like the top tiger breeder in like I think the US, maybe just the Midwest, I don't know. And about how his life was kind of nuts. He's currently in jail, which I'm getting to that. But yeah, he apparently like did a lot of drugs and somehow is married to like 2 different guys and has this feud with Carol Baskin, which you've probably seen the memes going around of. But yeah, essentially he's currently in jail for animal abuse and murder for hire because he actually hired somebody to kill Carol Baskin.
Didn't Carol like feed like her husband to like one of the tigers? I heard
that is the theory. I haven't seen the show, but
is this real?
Based on the oh yeah, this is all like real, dude.
This is
like
real,
100% real life.
Wow. Okay,
yeah, and that. Yeah, it's nuts. Like,
well,
I haven't watched it. I don't know if I want to, but it's like it's an acid trip, dude.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. He is not invited to the party. The Tigers are.
All right, okay. I can get down with that.
The Tigers are invited, but they got to be on leashes. Okay.
Okay.
They got to be on leashes, and you know what? I could make an event. I'll invite everybody. I heard, now don't quote me on this, but I heard that not Quentin Tarantino, I'm sorry. I meant Kevin Spacey is going to be there. He's going to tune in. Now, I heard that from Michael Keaton. So I don't know if, because Michael, he texted me and he was like, hey, is it cool if Kevin Spacey, shows up? And I was like, yeah, everyone's invited. It's public. Anybody could log on. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, he's busy that day, doing whatever he does. He's like, but he'll try to show up. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. I've sent invites to Tony Shalhoub and John Goodman. I haven't heard back from them yet. But
the real question is Scott Ames of Neverland going to be there?
Scott Ames is very busy right now doing what he does best. And what he does best is actually unknown. His dark layer, which he works in, is very private and hard to get into. So because it's private and hard to get into, it'd be hard for him to view outside of it. That isn't his own conjunction. So
right.
It's just the secrecy and sanctity of the dark quarters of which he works in. So, and because of the quarantine, he can't get out. So maybe we might have a special guest on there. Maybe not. But maybe. But it's crazy, and I hope this episode comes out in time to so that everybody hears it. We have like 5 episodes ahead of this. So 5 weeks from now, the party has passed. Depending on when we actually start airing stuff, I don't know, but everyone's invited, and Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram Live. And yeah, it's going to be great. There's going to be chips, but you got to provide your own chips. But we'll have we'll have chips.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in a secret location. You won't know where we are.
Will there be blackjack and hookers?
Oh, no, we can't get hookers because of the quarantine.
Fair.
You
fair
know,
enough.
we
Will there
don't
be blackjack.
We don't want the hookers to get sick, but there will be blackjack.
There will
be blackjack. No hookers, but mention of hookers. But yeah, it's great. The everyone, David Spade, he's not going to show up. He already said no. But I'll send him another invite. Maybe he might. You know, maybe. And it's going to be great. You would think we would raise money for something like this, but we don't know how many people are going to show up, so we can't really raise any money. Yeah, because I don't want to be like, hey, our goal's like $5,000, but only 2 people show up, and it's like $10. Then it gets awkward. You go to the donation. You're like, hey, we got $10. I know we had a higher goal, but hope you find a cure. Yeah, it's crazy. So, April 24th, 9 p.m. Central Mountain Eastern Time. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so lit, flipping mint. It's going to be great. So, anything else in the works?
On my end?
On anyone's end.
I know we've got, for DJ stuff, I know we've got my cousin's wedding, as long as that's still a thing when that rolls around. Not like they would cancel, like, because they split, more because of, the Rona.
Yeah.
So, we'll see if we still have that gig.
But you know what gig we do have? I heard that JC Radio is having an event on the 24th of April, and they want us to DJ for them. So,
no way.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So we'll see if that happens. I haven't heard back yet from them. They approached me. I gave them a quote. So hopefully they'll like the quote. I gave them a pretty solid discount too. So I hope it works out.
All right.
So anyways, that's about it. We got that event coming up. We got jobs coming up because of our whole thing about jobs.
Yep.
And you want to close it?
Sure. This is JC Radio signing out.
Peace. I've never said that before.